Well, Mr. Sneed, first of all, I'd like to begin by just thanking you so much for taking time out of your day to be interviewed. We're with the University of Florida Oral History Project, and we just feel very honored to be able to talk to you about your experiences as being one of the members of the Montford Marines.
Right.
And could you tell me what it was like to be in the Marines during World War II?
Everybody?
Can you tell them how it was in the Marines?
Well, now I'm gonna tell you, it's a long story. Have you ever been somewhere didn't nobody want you there, but they couldn't get you out?
That sounds like a good story to tell. I've been in a few, but not like you.
All right. Now, they opened the door in 42, and we was in the Marines on trial to see could you be a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it was 169 years old before they let the first black one in there. And the one didn't want you in there, they couldn't get you out. But they had authorities over you. And they could make it visible as they want. But God was in the plan.
Yes, sir.
We come through with flying colors. We were the first outfit to do night fire practicing on Guam. I was in the 52nd Defense Battalion. And we had to take target practice at night when the others took it the daytime.
And that was in Guam.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
still in Guam 9 months. But we passed. Every target went across there, they shot it down and shot it up.
Mm-hmm.
The commander told the commander said, excuse what I'm fixing to say, you got a damn good outfit and they're ready for combat. So whatever you do, wherever you at, give it your best and it'll pay off after a while.
Yes, sir. What was Guam like?
Guam was kind of like nowhere. It's just a jungle, all I can see, all I seen.
Uh-huh.
And when we went over, we went to Majuro Island. We stayed there 5 months. And we left there and went to Guam and stayed there 9 months. And left Guam and come down to WWII. And then there was one little tree on it.
Uh-huh.
And we used to try to throw a baseball across it in one part. And it was about this high out the water.
Okay.
The water would come right up to the top, but it wouldn't go over it.
Wow.
So it wasn't nothing good about it, but we made it.
You made it. Mr. Sneed, could you tell me a little bit about your experience in boot camp? My father's in the Marines in the late 50s, so he talked about boot camp. Can you tell me
Boot camp. I heard a Marine never forgets boot camp. Okay. Let me see now where you started. From the day you walk in that gate, you is a different person.
Yes, sir.
A lot of things done to you don't make sense. You see, the reason I know what I went through with. Then I was an NCO, and I know how I held my men. When we went to boot camp, they cut something off your head and they left some.
Right.
All right, that's the first step. We had to run everywhere you went. If you went to the bathroom, you had to run there and back. But the sun got so hot, and the women got behind and they cut the running out. You had 3 months of training. And buddy, I went there weighing 170 pounds, got through boot training weighing 156.
Wow.
Then I picked up the pound after I got further. But every able-bodied man needs 2 years of basic training. It's better to have it and don't need it than need it and they got it.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I did want to go in there, but now I wouldn't be nowhere else but a Marine.
Yes, sir.
Be the best. And they are the best.
Yes, sir. Now, you were an NCO in the Marines. Can you tell me how did you make rank back in those days? How did you?
How did I make rank? All right. I was transferred. I was carried to we were shipping out Saturday. And they sent us a bunch of boots over there Friday evening. When I was in the outfit that really had all the people they need. Well, when we got on Guam, the tents didn't have no steps. They step up off the ground up in the tent. Mm-hmm. So one day I was sitting down, wasn't doing nothing. My mind told me to make a pair of steps and kill Lieutenant Wood's office. I sat down and cut the things out and put them together, told him down there and nailed them up to his tent. The next month I was up for PFC.
Wow.
All right? 2 months later I was up for corporal. Then I went up for sergeant. And the CO turned me down because I wouldn't stay over there 3 months after the war was over.
Mm-hmm.
What made the man mad, I didn't care if he did get mad. He come in my office and talk man to man. Well, either I was a major or he was a corporal, one of the two.
Right.
Well, I had an 18-month-old son I had never seen. So I told him, I said, Major, I said, I spent my time where I want to go home. I says, if I was going to stay in the Corps, I would take this up, but I'm getting out.
Yes, sir.
I said, I wouldn't still run 3 more months for the rank of a major, and that's what made him mad. Well, I wasn't lying, I wouldn't have. But it is a good outfit if you tough. Now, if you ain't tough, don't fool with it. And country boy makes the best of soldiers.
Speaking of that, Mr. Sneed, could you tell me about some of the men that you served with? Did you serve with any people you grew up with, or did you meet a lot of new men?
No, it wasn't but 3 of us left here, and each one went a different direction. We had a sergeant major from Daytona. He was James O. Hughie. He taught at Coleman at that university down there. But I ain't seen nobody but by 2 people I was in there with since I got out there.
Wow.
You know, I was told a nephew of mine, they trained about 30,000 at Montford Point.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a nephew kept a list of 500 of them living.
Wow.
And everyone living was over 90 years old.
Were most of the Marines, were most of the black Marines, Mr. Sneed, were they from the South or were they from different parts of the country?
Well, they had all over the United States, they had one place to train them back then. And they'd send you from California to North Carolina, anywhere, because Montford Point was the only place they had to train black Marines.
Right. And you said when you started, you had this sense, like when we started the interview, you were saying, have you ever been in a place where they don't really want you, but did you have to deal with discrimination against black Marines being a black person?
Well, let me see now. I didn't, when I was, when I went back home, yeah, they was coming in. Because we had a sergeant called Huff. Huff was about twice as big as me. And he made first sergeant. And he went out on liberty. And 6 Marines was gonna pull them stripes off him. Well, the other had to been scared to get up close to the man, big as he was.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, you didn't put him up there, you damn sure can't take him down. And you that man beat them 6 Marines.
Wow.
And so they brought him up to the CO. The CO looked at him and said, I just want to see what one man looked like could beat 6 Marines.
Wow.
Well, now that's discrimination right there.
Right.
But if God's for you, the world can hurt you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Sneed, when you were training, what type of weapons did you learn to? Did you
M1.
M1? Okay.
All right. I M1. Then after I got overseas, I was used to use a 30 caliber machine gun, and from a 30 to a 50. But then you had 3 months of training, then you had a month advanced training.
Mm-hmm.
That's for jungle and whatnot.
And did you train to be a weapons expert? Was that your MOS or?
No, they moved me around so much I didn't always stay one place very much.
Okay.
But everywhere they sent me, I left there and they sent me somewhere else. They just kept moving me around from a truck drive on.
Okay.
So we had a CO. He told him one day, sat down, we had a meeting. He said, I ain't got but one NCO in this whole outfit. One. Well, everybody was looking to see who that one was. He said, you got born leaders, was born to train, to lead, and then you got people who's trained to lead. Said, Corporal Sneed is the only NCO I got in this whole outfit. I know y'all. Said, he got the same men y'all got, he handled them now. I don't know how he do it. I know now. I stayed in the back with him. He said, he never brings a man up to me. He handles him himself. And the day I left Saipan, them fellas cried like the mama was dead. Said the good thing was going home. But I treated them like they was men.
Yeah.
I didn't have to treat them like I was treated. Had I would have been no betting them would have done it to her. I taught them how to be people.
So, Mr. Sneed, that it sounds to me that was your philosophy of leadership as NCO, as you would treat people like men.
What's that?
Your philosophy as an NCO was you would treat people like a man, like they deserve to be treated.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you can catch more flies with honey than you can vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
And the better you treat your men, the better they're gonna treat you.
Yes, sir.
Well, see, I was a little country boy, and I was raised to be people. And I've done a lot of talk out here trying to tell us young folks, you couldn't be anything now you want to be. But when I come along, it couldn't be nothing but a ply hand.
Yes, sir.
See? But it took the ply hand to get to the black president.
Right.
You see? You had to weigh yourself from the bottom on up.
Mm-hmm.
And prosperity is worth sacrificing if you know what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Now, a couple more questions. I know I don't want to keep you too long, but
Do what?
can you talk about the M1 rifle?
Yeah.
What it was like because my father would talk about the M1. I was too young to actually have used it, but can you talk about how the M1 worked, what it was like to fire M1 rifle?
Well, I tell you, they made the M1 after the 03. Well, see, the 03 was boat action, but the M1 wasn't. You know, it was a nice weapon. It would, if you got in the right position, it was going to rock you, and you was going to come right back to the same place. Now, it wasn't automatic, but it was semi-automatic.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at 500 yards. It could put them 8 bullets in 8 space.
Mm.
That's just how accurate it was. And now, if you take this, what they call this sear, take the sear off of the shoot automatic.
Mm.
You said your father was, what was he in?
He was in the 5th Marines in the late 1950s. He went to boot camp in 1958.
Well, he went to Paris Island.
Yes, sir.
Well, see, they changed Montford Point and the name after Hatchmark Johnson.
Okay.
Camp Johnson now.
Camp Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Sneed, after you left the military, did you keep in contact with any of the other Montfort Marines? Did you ever have a reunions or?
Well, we stayed in touch a little while. But now look how long that been. That been between 65 and 70 years. The last one I was in contact with was over at the Valdosta, Oscar Hart.
Okay.
And that was years ago. I
Val-
carried a little tobacco over there. And I bumped back into him.
In Valdosta.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
But you see, it was just a few. And when they did scatter them out, they were so far apart that they couldn't find them.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Sneed, I'm looking at a medal here that's in front of you, and it says Montford Point Marines, 1947 to 1949, or 1942 to 1949. Can you tell me about this medal and what the medal means to you?
Well, it means That means a lot. It means that you got paid for what you done. You just didn't walk up there and say, oh, hear me. Now, I got a letter with that medal, I don't know where it's at now, was rated, said you are rated among the best. Well, they took the gate down, they opened the gate in 42. And we proved that you could be a Marine. You proved that you could equal up and stand shoulder to anybody. That's where that medal comes from. But you got to be better than good to accomplish anything that you just start into. Now it's easy now, but it wasn't easy then.
Yes, sir. You mentioned President Obama earlier, Mr. Sneed. Can you tell me what it meant to you when President Obama was elected President of the United States?
Let me see. I know, but I had a stroke and it kind of confused my. But it would be 8 years back, and this 16 about 1908, something back in there.
2008.
Huh?
Yeah, 2008.
2008.
Yeah, you had it right. Yeah, you said 8 years ago, so yeah, that was 2008. Yes, sir. You had it right.
I can't think now like I used to could.
Well, you seem clear to me, Mr. Sneed.
What's that?
You seem very clear in mind to me.
Well, I tell you what, when you get 96 years old, then you tell somebody something too.
Right. All right. Well, Mr. Sneed, I want to thank you for your time. And were there any other closing thoughts? If you could talk to young people, like what would you tell them if you could talk to a group of students about your experiences?
Come again?
Well, if you could talk to a group of young people about what you went through, and what they can do now, what would you tell them?
I would tell them every able-bodied man or woman between the age of 18 and 22, sicker you get 2 years of military training. And then you'll change your mind. It makes a different personality. Now the Marine Corps brought something out of me I didn't even know was in me. And then it's better to have it and don't need it than need it and ain't got it. Now if you give them all 2 years training, they drafted us. Now they're paying you to come in. The rate they're gonna be paying you to raise babies. Now just keep on thinking and obey your older generation. Listen. But the question about us younger folks now, the woman trying to raise the husband and the husband trying to stay out in the street and the children raising both of them. I'm glad I ain't got no children.
Wait a minute, what am I?
All right. Well, Mr. Sneed, thank you for your time, sir. It's such an honor to speak with you. Yes.